I'm Alan Kenny, Managing Editor with REIT.com, and I'm here at the New York Hilton for REITweek 2012 NAREIT's Investor Forum. Joining me is Dennis Friedrich, President and Global Chief Investment Officer with Brookfield Office Properties. Dennis, you're going to be taking over as CEO next month. What have you been doing to kind of ease the way for the transition?
Yeah, interestingly, Alan, the position I took on a year ago as Global Chief Investment Officer in a lot of ways helped me prepare for the CEO role. I had been in a regional position before, but in the last year I've been overseeing the growth initiatives for the firm, working along with our current CEO, casting our capital allocation strategy, and importantly, getting a better sense of parts of the platform in our other regions like Australia and London. So it's been, I've had a year to ease in a bit, but also, as has been always recognized, the one key skill and requirement for a CEO is to make sure that the right people are in place, the right resources are in place to get the important initiatives done. And I've been, although I've been with the firm for some time and I have a good sense of the depth of the organization, I've taken a step back in the last few weeks and really taken a new look as to whether we have the right teams and resources in place to be sure we get all of our critical initiatives executed on.
And Dennis, you've been transitioning now, like you said, for a year. I'm sure you've taken a look at some of the challenges out there. What would you think is going to be your biggest one as CEO?
Yeah, so our platform is in great shape. I think we're well positioned for growth moving forward. The one area that is a challenge for the firm and for me as CEO is we do have a very sizable lease expiration. Our largest tenant in the portfolio is expiring in 2013, and will involve releasing that space or a large portion of that space. So one thing that I'm very focused on, I have been, but will continue to be, is make sure we make progress on that, and I think importantly, communicate to our shareholders that situation in Lower Manhattan, it's about 3 million square feet, is really more of an opportunity than it is an exposure. But there's uncertainty to the situation, and I have to chip away at that uncertainty as we progress through 2012 and 13, and I'm certainly going to be spending a lot of my efforts making sure that happens.
And you mentioned that uncertainty. Obviously, that's weighing a lot on the office sector as a whole. How confident are you in the economic recovery and how that's going to benefit Brookfield Office?
I think in large part, most of our operating markets, the recovery in the office fundamentals has tracked very much the U.S. Economy recovery, in that it's been slow and steady, but I think there is either on the front lines in leasing efforts, or when you look at the statistics and the fundamentals, they've been slowly improving, and I think we see the ability for that to continue to happen. There are certain things that need to, the markets need to get greater clarity in a number of areas. I think the primary is what will ultimately happen with the change in administration, and greater resolution of some of the issues that are happening in our capital. The regulation on the financial services industry, we happen to be a major landlord to the financial services firms. I think, again, getting greater transparency as to what will happen there is going to help the CEOs of our tenants, our tenant companies, make decisions, and we're going to need to see more decision making. Europe and this sort of second wave of European issues, I think tenants are in the office sector grappling with right now. But I think there is, in most areas, some wind at our sails. It's just a matter of clarity. It's not balance sheet. Balance sheets are really in great shape for vast majority of office tenants around the world, and I think they're prepared to start hiring more, as they have been, and making capital commitments, but they're still a little nervous about some of the things going on politically in particular.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time, Dennis.
Thank you, Alan.
And for more on this and other REIT news and analysis, check out REIT.com.